Welcome to a special episode 10 of the Jeff and Jersey podcast.
We do reactions and post-game analysis of the NBA.
I'm Jersey.
I'm Jeff.
And as everyone knows, today is Thanksgiving, so it's going to be a fun episode. Lots of, tier lists for Thanksgiving food. There wouldn't be a Thanksgiving episode of a podcast without a football pick'em, things like that. We got some, a fun NBA content at the end where we're reacting to something. But first, we're going to start with a trivia question, like always. And today's trivia is, who are the only 3 players in NBA history to win an NBA championship with Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan? So there's only 3 people that have ever done it who have won a title on the same team as Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan in their careers. It'll be at the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoy this one. It's going to be a lot of fun, cool content. Like, subscribe, comment. We appreciate all the reaching out, everything. Check out the TikTok as well.
Yep.
It wouldn't be a Thanksgiving episode without a Thanksgiving food tier list.
Yeah, there might be some controversial takes here.
Yeah.
I'm sure, and our opinions vary probably a lot different than a lot of people.
Especially, if you guys don't know, I do have food allergies. So some of these foods will be a little bit different for me. Like, I've had versions of this, but it's not the same version that you've had or other people have had because wheat allergy, egg allergy, some weird things. So, like, desserts for me, I'm probably just going to put all the desserts in maybe.
Yeah. Because
I don't have an opinion, but I know I would eat them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know I would eat them. I don't know how much I like one or the other more than others. Sure. But we're going to get started. As you can see, Elite all the way down to Hard Pass. Elite is something that we are going back to get seconds for every time. I feel like everyone has 4 or 5 dishes that it's like, I need to get a second, maybe even a third of that one.
Yeah.
And then Hard Pass is like, was never for me or has never tried it.
Yeah.
And so we're going to start with turkey. That's the most controversial one, I feel like. Turkey and ham is kind of where people go back and forth. I'm actually going to blow your mind a little bit. Turkey goes in great or okay for me.
It's the same for me, honestly.
Okay. So as I've gotten older, I think the sweetness of a honey ham isn't as great as it used to be. So I'm actually looking forward to turkey. Now, is it in my get seconds? I'm not sure. It depends how it is.
Maybe it depends on how it is and if you put like gravy on it too.
Yeah. So are you going great with
I'm going to
turkey?
go great as well.
Okay. Jeff's is on the right side. So this one that I just put turkey in over here, this is Jeff's. I'm on the other side. We both think turkey's great. Pumpkin pie. What's it? I have to go maybe because I can't have pumpkin pie.
I would go.
That's like your favorite, huh?
Yeah, but I'm not much of a pie person, so I'm gonna go. I would go bottom of great. So like it's probably gonna be my last great.
One in great. Okay. Got
you. Yeah.
Apple pie. What's that for you?
Okay.
See, for me, that's I can't say. I'm sure I would like. I will say though, I think I would like apple pie more than pumpkin pie. Mm-hmm. But I'm
gonna go okay. I've never been the biggest fan of it.
Got you. Okay, biscuits. I mean, once again, can't really say.
I would go. Okay. Depends on the way they're done, but rolls are better.
Rolls are better.
Yeah.
Okay. Squash for me is a hard pass.
Hard pass, easily.
Not a squash guy?
Nope, never have been.
Okay, what about Brussels sprouts?
Never had them.
So you're just going hard pass on that one?
I've never had them.
See, over the years, I have become a Brussels sprouts fan. I think there was like one Thanksgiving at my grandma's that we had that she did Brussels sprouts, and I actually kind of like them. So I'm going okay because I actually didn't mind them. Jellied cranberry.
Elite.
That's elite for you?
Yes, always has been.
Why have I never had it? I gotta go hard pass, but it's not because I hate it. It's just that I've just never had it, so I just can't.
Elite.
What's this next one? Green bean casserole. What's that for you? That's okay for me.
I've never had it.
Never had it? Okay.
My mom usually makes tater tot casserole. That's what she.
So let's replace this with tater tot casserole.
Oh, elite.
Elite. Okay, elite. So that's tater tot casserole. I'll go great because we have had that before too. Cornbread. Okay, so the cornbread I have is probably not the same as you because it's gluten free and things like that. But like when my mom makes it, it's elite for me. That's second.
I'm gonna go okay, top of okay, I would say. I like it's here and there for me, but like I said, dinner rolls. But like dinner rolls that we use are like the Hawaiian sweet rolls.
Oh yeah.
So still not the best form of bread.
Got you. Corn. Where are you sitting with corn?
Great.
Corn isn't. I'm sorry. I think corn's a little.
Corn on the
overrated.
cob, if it's done right, is great. But like if it's not on the cob and like. I'm not the biggest fan of it.
Yeah,
it's like
I feel that.
or something.
It's okay to me. I'm not the biggest corn on the cob guy. Cranberry sauce. So we got jellied cranberry up there. Cranberry sauce.
I would go great because I'm not the biggest fan of like chunks and stuff. Like the texture's a bit different, but I'm going great.
I have had cranberry sauce before. Jellied cranberry, I don't think I've had. So I'm going okay with that. Probably above Brussels sprouts. But yeah, cranberry sauce is pretty solid. Creamed corn.
I've never had it.
Never had creamed corn. My mom made that one year, and that is definitely above corn. It's got to be great for me, but it's got to be above. So I'll just put you maybe right here because I think you'd like it, but I'm not 100%. Dinner rolls, like I said, can't have dinner rolls.
Elite.
You're going elite?
Elite.
Nice. Gravy.
Elite.
So my mom makes gravy that I can have because gravy has wheat in it, gluten. But I think it's great. I think that gravy. See, my problem is I can have mashed potatoes without gravy. Like some people cannot. It's like it's non-negotiable. I can.
Close to non-negotiable.
So it makes me want to put gravy in. Okay, actually,
I would go elite for gravy.
It's a good change up for sure, but I'm just not the biggest fan. Ham is elite. Like I said, ham. Like if there was a category above elite, ham is that for me. Like back growing up, turkey's getting closer, but ham is like when I go back and get seconds, there's pretty much 3 things I'm going back to get, and ham, cornbread, and then one of them's coming up here. Actually, there's 4 things. Mac and cheese,
elite.
Yeah, that's me too.
And then for ham for me is
ham. Shoot, I forgot to put you up.
I'm going great, but it's above turkey for me.
Okay. There we go.
Mac and cheese is always elite.
Mac and cheese. These are my 3 just go-tos. And then mashed potatoes, that's the 4 right there. That's what my second plate has.
I'm going to go great, but it's above ham too. Okay. Because I don't want to put too many elites because like there's one elite that's like above everything.
Yeah.
So
okay, so red wine. So if you didn't know, we're not 21. So being the responsible human I am,
hard pass.
I'm passing on the red wine. Sorry, Grandma. We're passing on the red wine.
Good people.
We're good people. We're not going to break any rules here. Roasted vegetables. I mean, come on now. This isn't a time for vegetables.
Yep.
Thanksgiving is not a vegetable time. Where are you going?
Maybe.
Yeah. It's just not like you're telling me I got corn, Brussels sprouts, turkey, creamed corn, ham, cornbread on the table, and I'm reaching for vegetables. Like, no thanks. No thanks. Scalloped potatoes. Okay, so if there is no mashed potatoes, scalloped potatoes are great. But if all of this is on my plate, scalloped potatoes go right in the middle of okay.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Mashed potatoes for me are... What? Did you say?
Potato...
Okay.
No, I'm looking at... Because it says potato casserole. Is that like tater tot casserole? Because...
Potato casserole? Is that like a cold dish?
No, that's sweet potato casserole. Never mind. I thought it was like something different. Like... Because it looks like on top... Never mind.
Sparkling juice... So
Sparkling
now
cider is great.
We're responsible. So we're going great with that. What are you thinking?
I'm going to go great as well.
Because like that's like my
Sparkling
favorite.
apple ciders and sparkling juice I would consider like same thing.
Okay, so stuffing I can't have, and I already know where you're doing with this.
Top of elite. Like, if I could do like 8,000 tiers above everything else, that's where I'm putting stuffing.
Stuffing's your favorite, huh?
Yes.
Mine
easily.
Mine is mashed potatoes, so I got to fix my list. Mashed potatoes is this number 1 for me. It's just goes... The only reason that I say mashed potatoes is number 1 for me is because it goes with everything up here. Mm-hmm. You know, like turkey, ham, throw some corn next to it, put some gravy on it. Yeah. You got corn, just everything goes with mashed potatoes. And then sweet potato casserole. This is my high end okay.
I've never had it, so maybe.
We'll just put it in the maybe. It's like it's not a dessert, but like sweet potatoes are like automatically like obviously in the name sweeter.
Yeah.
So it's like got like a little bit more like a sugary feel. So like some people serve it as like a dessert almost.
Gotcha.
But yeah, this will be up on the TikTok for sure. These are our tier lists. As you can tell, Jeff loves food. He just loves
You can't
eating
have
food.
half of the stuff in there, so it's like it's different for you.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I'm sure just off speculation, rolls would be above biscuits for me for sure.
Yep.
Just off of like what I've had in my life and like the textures. I've heard it's a big texture thing.
Yeah.
So rolls above biscuits, I'm sure.
Biscuits
I'm sure
are just like drier.
stuffing would be in my grate. I'm assuming. And then I bet pumpkin pie would stay and apple pie would probably move up one.
Yeah.
I've never been a big sweets person. Like, I'll get some ice cream here and there. I'll get like a dessert type of thing.
As
but
I've gotten
never
older,
been,
I've gone away from the sweets as much.
Never been like a huge like
Yeah.
just give me all the sweets and the desserts. But yeah, this is our list. We're gonna get on to some more stuff in the episode.
Yep.
Hope you guys enjoyed this. But yeah, we're looking forward to eating Thanksgiving down here in Florida, and it's gonna be a super exciting time. We got some football pick'em next.
Yep.
The number one thing in my childhood in Thanksgiving, number one is food. Number two is football.
Yep.
You wake up, you got that Lions game in the morning. Like whenever they wear the gray uniforms, things like that. Football is like a staple of American Thanksgiving.
The thing that I hate is that most of the games usually suck.
Yeah, Cowboys always play somebody.
Because if it's the Giants and the Lions on like every time, it's like, well, these teams suck.
Yeah, it's more of a classic thing.
It's a tradition. I get it, but like most of the time, it's just terrible teams.
Yeah, I want like a big division game. Obviously, we got Lions Bears this year, but I want Packers Vikings to be a Thanksgiving Day game. Or
like I'm fine with that.
You know, even just like a Rams Niners, that's a good game. Or something like that.
I think if it's like it should be a divisional thing.
Yeah.
Like divisional games.
Cowboys Raiders is going to bring in a lot of money.
Yeah, I actually don't mind that game. And
fan
then same with
bases.
Bills Saints, but like Bears Lions, it's
Andy
just Dalton versus who? Not because Goff isn't playing.
It's Doyle.
I think so.
From
that
UConn.
sucks.
Yeah, it's going to be a terrible game. But that one first, I'm picking the Bears just because the Lions are terrible.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Bears too.
It's in Detroit?
I don't know.
You know what? I'm gonna flip. I'm taking the Lions. Their first win of the year.
Win? I'm sticking with the Bears.
Yeah.
Like at least it's Andy Dalton.
I got
playing.
Swift on my fantasy team this year, and so I'm rooting for him. So I'm gonna pick the Lions.
I'm gonna pick the Bears just so, like, I just feel better about them.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the Lions 9-1 now.
Yeah. Terrible.
I mean, it would be fitting that they get their first win on like a big day.
For sure. Raiders Cowboys is next, and I feel like that's kind of an easy one to pick.
Yeah.
Raiders or Cowboys. Like, who are you going with? Like,
Cowboys are so much better, and the Raiders have been collapsing.
Cowboys just lost to the Chiefs, and the Raiders just their whole season. Like, if you've been following the NFL, just downhill. First their coach, then they have a couple players get in trouble, and obviously Ruggs, big time trouble with his car accident, things like that. So it'd be hard not to pick the Cowboys here. I'm going to pick the Cowboys. They're at home.
Yeah, I would pick the Raiders, but I'm starting Kirk instead of Derek Carr. I'm coming around. But I do need Renfro to do good. Third and Renfro is like my fantasy savior, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to take the Cowboys on this one.
What's the spread on that one?
I don't know.
Cowboys, Raiders spread. Because let's predict the spread here. Dallas is favored by 7.5. So are you taking that they're going to win by more than 7.5, or you're taking that? So I'm saying less. So that's what we're going to do there. That's
and then the over under is 50.5.
Are you going over that or under that?
I'm going to go over. Just because it could be like a 35-17 or something like that.
I'm thinking it's going to be 31-27. So that's the under the 7.5.
Yeah.
And then that's going to be over 50.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Cowboys in like 2 touchdowns, like 10 to 14 points.
Got you. Okay, I'm going within a 1-score game.
Yeah.
Bills Saints.
So interesting.
The Saints
like the
are
way
playing Trevor Siemian because Jameis is out for the year.
And the Bills have been on such a weird slide.
Yeah, like they just haven't looked as dominant, and this is in New Orleans.
Because they lost to Jacksonville and then beat someone, but then got smacked by the Colts. So I'm gonna take the Bills just because they're a better team. At least I think, and I trust Josh Allen more than I do. I trust the Saints less than I do the Bills. Like, I'm not confident in my pick just because of the way that the Bills have been playing.
Yep.
But, yeah, I'm going to take the Bills.
I'm going to take the Bills, too. It's impossible for me to pick a backup QB to come in and win games. Like, I just can't do that. That's just not something that I would do. They got the Bills favored by 6 points. Are you going that they're going to win by more than that, win by less than that?
I'm going to go less than that.
I actually think the Bills do bounce back here. I think they're going to win by 10 to 14, like you picked on the Cowboys. So I got them more than the 6 points.
Mm-hmm.
That'll give us something to really watch with, like, watching if they score a last-minute touchdown, things like that. So we both went Cowboys, both went Bills, but we split on some of the
Bears Lions,
the money line and things like that, and then we split on Bears Lions as well.
Also, I would hammer the under on Bears Lions.
Yeah, that's going to be a bloodbath, like a 14-10, 14-13.
Just an awful game.
Just a terrible football game to start your Thanksgiving.
But also, it could be just
American
one of those games that ends up being like 42 to like 33 or something like that. Just some stupid shootout.
The Bears defense, I have heard, is picking it up lately. Like, they're playing better football like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But, man, I just don't see either offense really getting a lot going in this one. But, yeah, those are our pick'ems. Nothing too in-depth. I mean, we watch football casually. Nothing like our NBA stuff.
Right.
But nothing like Thanksgiving football, sitting down, eating. Depends on when you eat. Like, 'cause I know normally we eat after the Bears or like the Lions game in the morning, which is like noon from where we're from.
I usually eat around like 2 or so.
Like maybe
early
in the middle
afternoon.
of the second game type of thing. Yeah. So I always am eating after the first game. I know some people eat at 11 in the morning, and so it's like before
I couldn't
or
do
in the
that,
middle.
honestly.
Yeah. I'm not a big. I like the small breakfast, eat a ton at noon or 1, and then watch football the rest of the day.
Yep.
So that's what we got for football. Next, we got a fun segment. It's the biggest what ifs in NBA history. So we're going to talk about some players who maybe that we're thankful for, but that maybe just didn't get as big of a
recognition.
Yeah, recognition. Injuries.
Yeah.
Got in trouble. Things like that.
And they had like all the talent in the world.
Yeah, they had all the talent that they could have been a top 20 player ever if they stayed at their peak for 10, 15 years, and they just couldn't. So this will be a fun segment. First, we got Len Bias.
Yeah, so if you didn't know, he was the second pick?
Yeah, second pick of the 86 draft.
86 draft to the Celtics, but overdosed on cocaine.
Yeah.
Right? But, like, people were, like, comparing him to MJ.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And, like, for the Celtics to get, like, a player, like, what could have been, like, they might have won just, like...
And that's, like, the funny thing about the Celtics is they do really have a, like, I wouldn't say a decade, but, like, the 90s Celtics, there's just not much to really, like, remember from that. Like,
other
obviously...
than once you drafted Paul Pierce.
The East was really, like, the Pacers, Knicks, Bulls, those types of teams. And, like, there wasn't much Celtics until Paul Pierce was drafted.
Right.
But if they had Len Bias come in right when
I think
they were dominating,
won the title.
Yeah, won the title,
too.
then drafted him, right? And so it's like what could have been. That's the biggest what if in NBA history because of all that. Like they were saying, he was as athletic as Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Jumper was as smooth. If you've seen some of the footage that's like floating around of his college days and things, he's jumping out of the gym.
He looks like ahead of his time, like MJ did. And like if you carry on from like say like Bird continues with his injuries, and then you just go into like another superstar.
Yep, and
era.
then into Paul Pierce.
Yeah,
and then into Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown with like maybe a year in between, and that's it. Like the Celtics right now.
Yeah, and that was actually just a fleece trade because they traded Gerald Henderson for a first-round pick to the for the Supersonics, and then it was They were like the fifth worst.
Fifth worst, and it conveyed to number 2.
Yeah, because that was the envelope era.
Yeah, when they just basically won the lottery.
Yeah.
Picked him. And yeah, the Celtics might not have a single bad year in their entire franchise history, or even like an unmemorable year. You know, like they had the like I said, like the 7 or 8 years in the 90s where it just wasn't much. Like,
and then like
for me, it's just a basketball like historian, a person who's like researched a lot, really sat down and looked at things. There's just nothing from that 90s Celtics that really stands out to you.
Yeah.
But if they added a potential Hall of Famer, top 5
and he
pick,
has like a 15-year career.
Oh, and it literally would have met with Paul Pierce perfectly.
Yeah, like a rookie,
maybe they don't have that pick,
a younger Paul Pierce with like a prime Len Bias.
That's the next thing, is they might not even get Paul Pierce because they might be too good to get him.
Yeah.
And so the Len Bias thing is the biggest what if, because he didn't even play a game. He didn't even get to suit up.
Right.
Nothing. And so it really is disappointing. Next, we got Brandon Roy, and I linked these two together, Brandon Roy and Greg Oden, because they were, the one year that they were healthy together, they were like 56 and like 10 or something.
I think it was in,
wasn't like stupid
in like this like 70 something games that those two and LaMarcus Aldridge played in, or whatever. They were like 62 and like 9, or something like that. Just something ridiculous.
On pace to win like 68 games in a season or something. And Brandon Roy, we've talked so much about Seattle basketball, Northwest basketball. If you've been anywhere near there, you know that that's Brandon Roy's city. Jamal Crawford's amazing. Isaiah Thomas is amazing. But Brandon Roy really does mean a lot to them. Yeah. And it's just because, obviously, he did it in Portland. Mm-hmm. So pretty close to home. Portland and Seattle, pretty close there. And his game, man, was just so smooth. Like, it's almost Devin Booker before Devin Booker. Yeah. You know, the 6'4", 6'5" guard. Mm-hmm. Just totally clean mid-range, good handle, just bucket getter, mid-range, three-pointers. Like, he had like a 3-year prime where he was an all-star, I think. But, like, if he had like 9-10 years, like, we'd be, and plus, if Greg Oden stayed healthy as well, we might be talking about a championship in Portland, which would have completely changed. Dame doesn't go there if they're that good. They don't get to draft Dame. You know, if he stays healthy and they stay in the playoff race like they were and all that stuff, Dame isn't there, CJ's not there. Like, it just completely revamps the Portland Trailblazers franchise that we know it as today.
Right.
Yep. Next one, if you follow any kind of basketball, you know that Derrick Rose is one of the biggest what-ifs.
Yeah, the most obvious one.
Yeah, and his career now is kind of taking away from that what-if because he is still so freaking good for the Knicks, but he's not like he was. He's not an MVP anymore. He's
totally
just
different game.
Yep, completely different. Above the rim type of player. Now he's like down on earth a lot. He's shooting a lot of floaters, things like that. And so, like, of these 3 guards that I brought up, like, who do you think had the highest ceiling? Like, in your eyes, like, Derrick Rose, Roy, or Len Bias, like, who do you think had the highest ceiling of those 3? Because that's what I'm kind of confused about.
Obviously, you can kind of, like, speculate with Len Bias, but between Roy and D. Rose, I would have to say Brandon Roy. Because
Len Bias is just totally up in the air.
Yeah.
It's all just a guessing game.
Yeah, but with the way that I had to, like, Brandon Roy...
Derrick Rose won an MVP when he was 21 years old.
Yeah.
I got to say Derrick Rose, just because the health... And he was as good the next year, too, or whatever.
True.
Or, like, when he came back and then he got hurt again.
Yeah.
And so, I got to say Derrick Rose, especially because of how long his career, like, really, like, he's still good today. True. Like, if this is how good he was today and he had 7 or 8 years of prime basketball before it, like, I gotta say Derrick Rose for me is the higher ceiling, especially with how good those Chicago teams were.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose. But the one I think's better than all of them is Penny Hardaway. That's my next one. I think Penny would have been an all-time great had he stayed healthy and had Shaq stayed. I think Penny's
had
easily...
Shaq stayed, and, like, the Magic just blew that signing.
Yeah, totally didn't sign him. They didn't want to go over $100 million is what it was.
They didn't.
Correct?
Yeah, they didn't want to, like, I don't know. They just did not want to pay someone that, like, pretty much just brought them to the finals.
Yeah,
it just makes no sense to me. And they were, like, bad mouthing him and stuff. Like, it just makes no sense the way that they handled
They
that.
I watching that documentary, it's almost like they expected him to take less money because of how like good they were to him at first.
Yeah.
And then it's like that's not how the business works, dude.
No.
You get the money that you earned. You are going to take every dollar you can because it's your family.
Yeah.
And they didn't get that. They were a new organization at the time, so they couldn't really afford it. But that sucked. I wanted to see those two. Like, what's funny is the end of their career would have lined up with, like, right when I started playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, that would have been cool. Watching all the documentaries, obviously I wasn't alive back then, but watching the documentaries, it would have been cool to see.
Yeah.
Penny Hardaway was almost like a point guard version of Tracy McGrady.
Yes.
Where, like,
that's another what if, too.
Yeah, Tracy McGrady. Another like forward that I have on our list is Grant Hill.
Yeah, he's underrated in terms of a what if. Just was ridiculously skilled and athletic.
Yep.
Like, just kind of a freak, honestly.
Yeah.
And
freak of nature.
Very underrated. And he still had like a 17-year career.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Had a good career. He's almost like the Derrick Rose to me comparison with like ended up turning out a great career in the long run. But at first, like, you saw the potential, the triple doubles in Detroit, the things like, you know, he was LeBron before LeBron is what they said with, like, in a sense of, like, the point forward. I think Scottie kind of paved the way for Grant, but Grant was a better scorer than Scottie, too. Better. And so it's like, in today's NBA, Grant Hill would be a all-star in the MVP race. You know, any forward who can average 7, 8, 9 assists a game, run the floor
while scoring high 20s,
in the 20s, mid 20s, high 20s, like Grant Hill easily would have been a lock Hall of Famer. MVP race, all that stuff. Had he not gotten hurt, banged up, still turned out a great career, like we said.
Ended up in the Hall of Fame still.
I mean, we've heard a lot about like who had the highest ceiling of all of them, but Grant Hill is probably the one to me, just from off of stories I've heard, off of videos I've watched. He was already a very good college player at Duke,
right?
And then, you know, 5 or 6 years in the league before he gets hurt, he's just a triple-double machine. He's doing everything on the basketball court at a high level. He would have had a 15-year prime. Great career, but just never really worked out. And the last one that we wanted to shout out on here that we didn't really know much about until, I want to say, a week ago. We watched the One and Not Done documentary on 30 for 30, and it's about Coach Calipari, and it was about his first year or two at Memphis, and that's Wagner. And he was a guard who got votes for Player of the Year in college, goes to the NBA, and this was like the first one that Calipari said, no, you need to leave. Like, go make your money while you can.
Had a great first year. And then
all rookie team.
Was just awesome, like performing up to expectations. I think he had half of his colon removed or something like that.
He had like total health breakdowns, made the money while he could, and then it ended up being like a thing where Calipari was like, what if I didn't let him go? What if I didn't force him to go to the league?
Didn't get paid.
He wouldn't have made a single dollar. He would have been still in college with the health issues and things. And so that really like changed Calipari's his mindset towards the one and done.
I need to get him out. Like, do your best to get them to the league. And with Wagner, it was interesting because like I remember seeing stuff about him like just an all-time like high school player and great college player. And I thought he just got to the league and was bad.
Yeah. And then, you know, you want to know another thing with him is he was on Cleveland. And so then you start thinking, they have an all-star guard. Say they have one more bad year. They pick LeBron. And then, holy cow.
And then LeBron's got help.
You have an all-star caliber guard who's 22, 23 years old when you pick LeBron. Maybe they're too good to pick LeBron, like we were saying with the Celtics and things like that. But that's another what if, is like if LeBron had an all-star caliber guard with him from day one, like that would have completely changed his career.
Oh, totally.
He probably wouldn't be as much of a point guard as he is today. You know, he might have played more wing with a guard on his team. And so,
which means he would have scored like 35.
Oh yeah, he'd probably have a couple more scoring titles, things like that if they ended up working out. But a guy like Wagner, That's a fun one to really look into because he really only had, I think, 2 good NBA years. The first one, and then like halfway through the second one had the health issues.
Think so, yeah.
And so it's like that's fun versus like a Brandon Roy gave us 4 or 5 really good years.
Yeah.
But Dejan Wagner, if you didn't know, research him, watch that documentary. He was a legitimate hooper.
Yep.
Had all the potential in the world, and just random health issue takes him out.
Just something so like random and out of the ordinary.
Yep. We got one more segment. We're gonna react to a Bleacher Report on 20. So NBA's 24. So the top 24 players that are under 24. We looked at it like briefly, and it's terrible.
It's not like the best players under like in ranking as where they're at right now, but like in the future. But still, it's kind of a joke.
It's a complete joke. There's obviously I have some Knick bias, so there's some Knicks that aren't on this list that I think should be.
Yeah.
There's also like a couple guys are like so low on this list that should be top 5 even, and like it's disgusting. We'll give you our take on it.
Yeah.
But we hope you guys enjoy that too. Football was fun, talking about some what ifs. We got another kind of a what if segment coming up in the next couple weeks, and it's like a scenario segment.
What if like this person went here, or
this person was drafted there, this trade actually went through instead of not going through. What if this player didn't retire early, that type of thing. And so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next segment's coming up. Okay, so the last segment of today's show, other than our trivia answer, is we're reacting to Bleacher Report's article. If you guys don't know, Bleacher Report posts tons of like NBA content, NFL, and it's all for clicks. It's to make us mad, and so it's honestly kind of dumb that we're doing this, but like it's fun because
like just looking at like the perspective, like so we do this to like actually give our opinions and everything, and we think that the media is just saying stuff for clicks, like Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, we think a lot of the media, ESPN, Bleacher Report is just for clicks. It's just to get people to go to their page. It's just to get views. Versus
like
we want to do this. We want to do this and be authentic. We want people to actually believe what we're saying instead of just he's an idiot.
Yeah, and we don't want to like highlight like the theme of like our show is like talking about the people who don't get enough credit, and it's like or teams that don't get enough credit because all you see on social media is
we're just talking
LaMelo, the Lakers, like. The Bulls,
Lonzo, now the Bulls because of the way they play. You don't see even the Knicks. You see a lot of, but you don't see Ja. You see a little bit of.
I don't know if I've seen his.
You didn't see anything about Zion last year,
right?
Utah is one of the best teams in the league. You don't see anything about them,
right?
The Phoenix is on like an 11-game win streak right now, or
I think they're
13-game win streak now. You
don't
see anything
13-game win streak, but did you see Russell Westbrook had a triple-double in a loss?
And I think I really do think people are coming around because like Jokic won the MVP last year. Totally deserved that award and deserved that recognition. And so finally they're recognizing small market players. Even all those years that the Magic were good with Vucevic, they got nothing. Recognition.
They made the playoffs like every year or whatever, and so just nothing.
Theme of our show, like Jeff said, we want to expose what the media doesn't want to expose. We want to talk about the players, the bench players, all the big performances that are unexpected versus they like ESPN and Fox Sports and all that. They just want to go on and talk about LeBron every single day.
Yeah.
All they want to talk about is the Lakers because that's what gets the most clicks. We want to do what we want to do. We want to talk about everyone.
And like Caruso just came out with a quote and was like, now that I'm not on the Lakers, all I see is Lakers highlights, which I didn't notice, which he didn't notice when he was on the team. But now it's like, it's pretty evident. Like if you go, like we have a friend who comes in, it's like, do you see what LaMelo did? And we're like watching the game and it's like, but he just has like 8 turnovers.
8 turnovers, 4 of 14, but he made a a shot from the logo.
He's like, he's so good, and it's like, bro, he's having like his worst game of his career. Like, only comes in and says something like that just on social media and acts like he like their favorite team and stuff. It's kind of funny, honestly.
Yep. Starting the list off, it's 24 players who are under 24, and this is the order, and it's according to what they've done this season, apparently. Davion Mitchell's 24, and I just want to say RJ Barrett is not on the list, so already pisses me off. RJ Barrett, had like 5 or 6 straight games of 20-plus points. He's had a little weird stretch lately, but there's no argument that Davion Mitchell is better than RJ Barrett right now. Even quickly, there's no argument.
I think with this list, it's like what they've done with this year, taking into most consideration, and then also looking at the future.
Yeah.
But like even still, like he's already 23. He's the same age.
He's older than RJ Barrett.
He's older than like half the people on this list.
Yeah, and so Davion Mitchell, great player. We've talked about him a ton on this podcast, but he's not in my top 24, under 24. This one's the worst one of all of them. That's a joke. SGA, if you haven't watched Oklahoma City Thunder, which obviously Bleacher Report probably hasn't.
Right.
It's another small market team that doesn't get a lot of views, doesn't get a lot of clicks. SGA is in my top 6 or 7 on this list.
He should be 6 or 7.
He's leading a team who 2 years in a row now has overachieved.
It's probably the worst roster in the league, and they're like 6-11.
Yeah, they're not even. They're not nearly as bad as they should be. They should be 3-15 or whatever.
Yeah,
they're winning games. He's the reason why. He's such an unselfish passer. He's a star, and he's going to be a superstar someday.
Yes.
And him at 23 is an absolute joke. You'll see some of the people ahead of him. It's just absolutely blasphemy. Like number 1, the first example of why this list should be taken off the internet. THT for the Lakers. Great young player.
Yeah.
Love watching him play. He had 0 points last night against the Knicks.
0 for 8. He shouldn't be in the top 24.
You think SGA is having 0 points against the Knicks in a game?
Yeah.
Not a chance.
No.
No. He shouldn't.
And neither is RJ Barrett.
Maybe should he be in the top 24? Yes, because there's some people ahead of him that I think shouldn't be ahead of him.
Yeah.
But he's a Laker, so we're going to put him above SGA, who runs miles around THT.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even close. Not even close.
Nowhere.
Next, we got Jaren Jackson Jr., who I didn't like that he was this low at first. According to who's ahead of him and stuff, I hate it. He's probably in my, like, 15 to 10 range.
Yeah, but to have him, once again, ahead of SGA is crazy to me.
And even, like, who's ahead of him. Like, Franz Wagner is not better than JJ, like, Triple J. Like, there's just no way.
Yeah, it's, like, first of all, like, they put a lot of rookies on this list, which doesn't make any sense to me.
And, like even maybe, I don't know how, Franz Wagner's had a great start to his career.
Top 5 in the Rookie of the Year consideration for sure.
He's playing great. He was the 8th pick in the draft, and he's playing, like, top 3 pick right now. But is he really better than SGA?
Right.
Like, that's my biggest beef with this
taking
list.
into consideration, like, the way that they play this year, where they're going to be in the future, like, I don't know how you think that SGA is at where he's at. Like, that's a joke.
Is he, 22, 23 years old?
Yeah.
He's still got
probably younger than Davion Mitchell.
He's probably got 5 years till his, like, true prime.
Yeah.
Like, and he's already shown that he can get 20 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds a night easily. Yeah. Like, there's no way. And this is another weird thing is, like, we were just talking about small market guys don't get any shout outs. Yeah. And then an Orlando Magic guy is in the top 20.
Yeah.
Like,
it's weird.
So weird. Kevin Huerter.
Shouldn't be on the list.
Shouldn't be on the list. He's a bench player on the Hawks. He's solid. Good player. Had a great series against the Knicks last year in the playoffs.
He had a great playoff run, but he shouldn't be on the
top
list.
Top 20, 24, under 24. There's just no way that he doesn't create offense like SGA.
Right.
He doesn't. I don't even know if I'd have him over Franz Wagner. I don't know.
Like, looking into their future, like, how much better does Kevin Huerter get?
I don't know if at all. Like, he's a solid player, and I'm not hating on Kevin Huerter.
It'd be interesting to, like, see some of these, like, explanations, honestly.
An offseason ankle injury contributed to Huerter's slow start to the season, but he's begun to round into form lately. He's played well during the Hawks' current 5-game win streak, scoring in double digits in 4 of the games, including 19 points against the Celtics and 17 against the Hornets. 19 points.
SGA's
averages like 22.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here with that. Tyrese Halliburton, great young player. All the potential in the world because of the defense.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he probably is, like, in this range.
In this range, for sure. But, like, he shouldn't be ahead of Jaren Jackson Jr.
Nope, Jaren Jackson
Jr. And he shouldn't be ahead of SGA.
No chance at all. But I like this range. If I was making the list, he probably lands.
Yeah, I have no
here
problem
for
with
me.
him on this list. It's just like who is
for sure
below him on the list.
DeAndre Ayton's too low.
He's top 10 for me.
He's got to be top 10. He's probably, thinking about it, he's probably the best center on the list to me. Like, is there a center I'm missing?
I don't think so.
That's under 24 and under? I don't think so. So he's probably my best center, so it automatically has to be in the top 10.
Yeah.
Like, there's just no...
He's been a force since coming back from injury, like 18 and 10 every night. Like, had a fantastic run to the finals, and he's at 17.
17. I guess maybe theirs is how much better can he get? Maybe that's, like, what they're thinking
But,
here.
like,
But still, that's... I think he can
he's
get a lot
like
better, actually.
I do, too. And he's, like, a perfect build of what you want. Like...
He keeps getting better on the offensive
He doesn't
end.
need the ball.
He's averaging a career-high 12 rebounds per game.
Yeah.
13-game win streak. On Monday, he put up 21 and 14. Like, he is, like, borderline an all-star caliber center. Darius Garland, I have no problem with him here on this list.
I agree. He's been great
He's not
this year without Sexton.
He's not ahead of Ayton yet. He's not ahead of SGA, obviously. He's close with Jaren Jackson to me.
Yeah.
He's looked great this year.
Yeah.
He's an integral part of their offensive success.
Yeah, he's looked like the player that like people thought he would be coming out of the
ball
draft.
handling.
Yeah.
Yep. Shot creation.
Getting like 8 to 10 assists like every other night pretty much, and scoring in the 20s with no Sexton. Like he looks like a completely different player without Sexton on the court.
Sexton didn't make this list either.
And maybe they do that because he's injured.
Yeah, Zion didn't make the list either.
So that's
they would both be on my list if no injuries.
Yeah.
But Garland, man, he's 36% from three, and those are all step backs, all off the dribble.
7 attempts a game. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Scored 20 or more in 5 of the past 6 games.
And been a part of like one of the biggest surprise stories.
Yep. Cole Anthony is 15. I like him on this list too.
I do too.
He was your most improved player.
Yeah, with the way that he's played this year, he looks awesome. Like, is just a total game changer when he's on the court for them. Just awesome. Like, I don't know what else to say.
The shooting percentage is up. He's 7 rebounds a game.
Yep.
He's
6 assists too.
Cole Anthony was the player when I was watching him in college and high school. He was like the dude. He almost had the Westbrook mentality with like he is such a hard worker.
Yeah.
Going after every rebound, every loose ball. High motor player, and you can obviously tell now 6 assists, 7 rebounds a game.
And he's like, bigger than people think too.
Yeah.
Like he's like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
But people think that he's like 6 foot. So like that's why he's so much better than people think, because he's bigger than you think.
For sure. One thing I'm noticing with this list is I actually do really like the middle of it.
Yes.
I think that they went with the beginning because that was the first thing people were going to read.
Yeah.
And so it's like, get some clicks there.
Yeah.
What the heck? Didn't read the rest. I like Cade Cunningham on this list. If it's potential, he's probably got to be higher for me. But right now, I think Garland might be a little better than him right now.
Yeah.
But it's really close.
Yeah, Cade has been, like, he hasn't shot well, but, like, no young guard has, really. But Cade is going to be an NBA player, like NBA great.
Yeah.
He's going to have a great prime,
elite,
a long prime,
very
too.
elite player.
And, like, just he has the NBA body, or whatever we were talking about it. Like, he's, like, a mix of, like, a Middleton, like, Tatum, like, with some more playmaking.
But like a point guard. It's like weird to watch. His mid-range looks like Middleton. His dribbling kind of looks like Jayson Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
But then he'll have 8 or 9 assists in a game. And
yeah.
It's just not something that
and
Tatum
just
or Middleton
is like
does.
a leader too. Like he was like the only one who was around Isaiah Stewart the whole time he was trying to break free.
Crazy.
And like last night he had a drive against Bam that was like, whoa. Was like in and out, like between the legs, take him right, give Bam a bump.
Yeah, he's a big guard.
And he missed the layup, but it was just like a great drive.
Yeah,
and
the future, the potential is just sky high for a kid like that.
I agree.
Next is De'Aaron Fox. I love him at this spot on the list. He's better than these guys, but
with the way that he's played this year, I'm fine with this. But I think after last year, I'd have him in my top 10 maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
But he hasn't been great to start the year. Kings honestly need to relocate.
He's probably the 4th best point guard on this list to me, outside of Luka, Trey, and Ja.
Yeah.
I might be missing
him
one.
and SGA are close for me for sure.
SGA, I might put him above De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah. SGA, man, is just so tough. Jarrett Allen is not a better basketball player than Ayton right now to me. They have him ahead of him right here because he's had such a great start to the year.
I would put Jarrett Allen in like the 15 to 20 range.
Yeah,
honestly.
me too.
He's been great. He's been awesome.
And way better than I thought he would be.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
He looks like he's playing to the contract that he was given, which was surprising considering I didn't expect him to pay him $100 million.
Look, Isaiah Stewart. But Jarrett Allen's had a great year, but he's just not better than some of these other players.
Yeah.
Scottie Barnes, great start to his rookie year. He's kind of like slowed down just a little bit with Siakam coming back.
And then he's had injury, was out for a little bit too.
Out for a little. Scottie Barnes, potential-wise, is probably in my top 8. Just seeing the frame. He's like a 6'9" point forward. Yeah. Scoring better than I expected. His defensive versatility.
Awesome. His energy. He probably in 15 to 20.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Potential, though, he's top 8 for me. So maybe
at 11.
For them, they might have averaged it out or something. I don't know.
I guess, but
that's 11 is a little high for me.
Yep.
He's not right now. He's not better than De'Aaron Fox.
No.
Some guys behind him. Miles Bridges at 10. Honestly, he should be what's tough is because I think he might be outside of SGA. He might be the best player we've seen so far.
I think Ayton's better than him.
Yeah. Okay. Ayton, I can live with that. But you know what I'm saying? So right now he's good in this spot for me. But potential, if you're putting everything in, he's probably just a 13, 14, 15 for me.
Yeah.
But right now,
with the way that he's been playing this year, for sure.
Yeah, he's up there. 9 is Trae Young, which is
a joke.
Disgusting.
He needs to be top 5.
He needs to easily be top 5, probably my 4th or 5th for me. He's already led a team to the conference finals
that had no business of being there.
And if you think Trae Young can't get better, he can shoot better from the field. His efficiency can get better.
The rule changes have not affected him. He's actually been better.
He's probably the best passer on this list.
Yeah, he's taking less free throws and averaging more points on better percentage.
Yeah, because he's taking better shots. He's not worrying about contact. He's just doing his shooting motion. Trae Young is as good a point guard at his age as you can really see.
Yeah.
The stats, the wins, all that stuff. Another joke. If you have Trae Young over Jayson Tatum, I don't mind it because there's an argument to be had there. But having 7 other people ahead of them instead of 2 or 3 is a joke. Tatum at 8 is just absolutely ridiculous. This is where I start to draw SGA would probably file in behind these two, moving them up. Now let's see who we bump down. Evan Mobley can't be top 7.
He can't be top 10.
The potential's top 5 for me.
Yeah.
But right now he's got to be 12, 13, 14 for me. Probably right below De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
As of right now.
But really, you have him above Jayson Tatum and
the problem
Trae
with this
Young?
list is that they didn't really specify what it was. If it's pure potential, okay, I guess I can live with it. But is his potential really higher than Tatum's? I just don't think so. Or even Trae Young. Trae Young,
is Evan Mobley an MVP?
Trae Young's going to win an MVP.
Yeah, Trae Young and Jayson Tatum probably are going to be in MVP considerations for
a decade.
Yeah, but is Evan Mobley
he might have a year, but I just don't. Tyler Herro above them. He's had a great start to the year, but he's a 6th man.
Hell no. This is so weird because it's are they taking this season into consideration or are they doing potential? Because
even if it is this, so this is why I'm confused about the list is because if it's this season,
then why is SGA so low?
Why is he so low? But if it's just this season, okay. But Trae Young has had a better season than Tyler Herro.
Yeah.
If it's just potential, then Tyler Herro would be 15 on my list.
Because how much better?
How much more potential does he have than Tatum? None. Not even close. And so I don't get what they didn't really specify what they're ranking it off of. I think it's just ranked off of clicks.
Yeah.
And so that's it's terrible. And this is the worst one on the whole list.
Hell no.
Turn on the TV and watch the Sixers. Tyrese Maxey, great young player. I think he's got all the potential in the world to be a starting guard.
Top 5?
Top 5, under 24. There's literally no way. No way.
This list makes me upset.
He's not better than Tatum right now. He's not better than Herro. He's not better than
Trey,
De'Aaron Fox, Trey, SGA,
Ayton.
And he doesn't have any more potential than any of those 7-8 guys.
Right, exactly.
He's barely better than Scottie Barnes right now. So it's like I don't get what this is. I don't get where they're coming from. Let's see. Nobody has benefited more. Yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous. See, I can live with this. Anthony Edwards, obviously he's too high, but the potential's there.
He needs to be lower.
But this, I cannot live with this.
Yeah.
I'm about to write them a letter or something explaining how much I hate that.
Like, Edwards needs to be like 9 or 10.
Yeah. I can live with him in the top 10, though, because he has shown superstar
48
potential.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like,
superstar potential. He's way more consistent this year than last year.
Yep.
Probably should have won Rookie of the Year last year.
Yeah, I agree.
Just all that stuff. Like, he's only 20, like, sky's the limit for him. LaMelo, don't mind him in the top 10. He's still not above any of the 6 guys we named before. Maybe Ayton, you can argue that one, but like SGA, no. De'Aaron Fox is close. They're probably that'd probably be like
I would put LaMelo ahead of De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, that's probably my like 9, 10, 11 though.
Yeah.
Those 3 guys. He's not better than Trey, not better than
no.
Yeah. So it's just I don't know. I like LaMelo a lot. Love watching them play. Love watching Bridges, but he's just not better than those guys.
And the fact that Luka's not one is disgusting.
Luka is the only guy. This might. I don't want to like make this go the wrong way. Luka's the only guy on this list for me that has top 5 potential ever.
Yeah. Then there's not many guys in the league that have that. And
the only ones who have top 5 potential like that aren't already like LeBron.
Yeah.
Are Giannis and Luka, honestly. And obviously Zion did, but just the way Zion looks right now and the shape he's in, and I just don't think he takes it as serious.
But I don't know how you don't have Luka at 1. He's a top...
If you guys didn't know, Ja is number 1. Ja's in my top 5 probably, but he's not better than Luka.
No, he's not.
See, that's what's crazy about Luka already in his career is he's getting, like, not underrated because everyone knows how good Luka is.
Yeah.
But, like... Him he's only averaging 25, 8, and 8 this year. It's just 25, 8, and 8. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's like Ja's having the best season of his career, obviously, and it's not better than Luka right now. And Luka's having kind of like a mediocre season
and he's
for
been
his
out
standard.
for a couple games. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think Luka's number 1 for me.
This list sucks so bad.
Luka's number 1 for me. Number 2,
I think number 2 has to be Tatum. I don't with what he's done so far.
Zion's healthy,
but
for the names that they gave us, Tatum's probably Tatum or Trey. Or
Tatum
my number 2,
Trey 3. I would put Ja
4.
Who's
5? Let's scroll up. Make sure we're not missing any names. Tyrese Maxey at 5.
Yes.
No. 5 might have to be SGA. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah. It might. Yeah, I might have to agree with that.
Ayton probably right after that, somewhere in the 6, 7, 8 range.
Yep, Ayton and
then Fox somewhere in there.
Fox, SGA have to be like right next to each other.
Jaren Jackson's probably at my 10, 11, 12 range.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, that's the list.
I want to see what they have like for SGA.
Oh, read what it says.
Yeah.
Hasn't had the best start of the season. His shooting has fallen off a cliff. I guess he's shooting 40% from the field. 3-point efficiency has dropped too, which I guess I understand that. Thunder are still tanking, but they're winning some games.
What?
He's staying on the back end of this list because he's been good enough through his first 3 seasons and shown at his best that he's worthy of being considered a franchise player. He's earned the benefit of the doubt that he'll get through this rough patch. He missed Monday's game against the Hawks with an ankle sprain.
They're 6-11 and they have like the worst roster in the league.
Worst roster in the league, 6-11. Makes no sense.
Like that just makes 0 sense to me. I just don't understand what like.
Yeah, I don't get it.
They're just not watching games, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, did they not see what he did to the Lakers?
And just, like, the difficulty of shot is just so much higher than some of these other guys, too.
Yeah.
That's the list. We reacted to it. We're going to have a TikTok out of that, probably.
Yep.
Last thing is that we got the trivia answer. I'm just going to do it in this format. So the question was, well, first off, hopefully you didn't skip to the end to watch it. Hopefully you watched everything. It's a shorter episode today. Hopefully you watched everything. Now you're watching the trivia. If you skip to the end, it's okay. The question was, who are the only 3 players in NBA history to win an NBA championship with Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan? So they played on one of the Bulls teams and then played on one of the Lakers teams with them.
Yep.
There's 3 guys. Horace Grant, who played on, I think, the 2000-2001 Lakers, and then obviously played with Michael Jordan earlier in his career. Ron Harper, who played for the Bulls, the second three-peat, I think and
so.
Then on like the 01-02 Lakers, I want to say.
Probably.
And then John Sally.
Which I did not know.
John Sally played on one of the Bulls teams, I think the 97-98 Bulls,
Probably.
And then on the 2000 Lakers. He's a 4-time champ. I did not know that.
Yeah.
He played, obviously, 2 with the bad boy Pistons, if you didn't know. But yeah, those 3, I thought that was a fun thing. Like, there's 3 people on Earth who won a championship with both of those all-time greats.
Which is crazy.
So I thought that was a fun trivia question, something to catch you off guard. We hope you guys enjoyed the Thanksgiving episode.
Yep.
We're going to release this on Thanksgiving. Enjoy some time with your family. Enjoy the food, of course. Watch a lot of football. Relax. It's a long weekend for us college kids, so we're going to be relaxing and just hanging out. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoy the TikToks. We really appreciate all the support, and thank you.
Yep.